My wife's dad tried to sleep with me. Burner account. My 30 male, wife's 29 female, dad 55 male, is gay. We celebrated Thanksgiving at his house this year and had a pretty good time. My wife and I have been on pretty rocky ground anyways, and tonight wasn't any different. My FIL's partner made a few comments through the night about her behavior. She was being a bitch, to be honest, and offered to blow me if it would make me feel better. He touched my ass a few times as well, but I didn't want to make a big deal about it. Laughed it off as much as possible and went on with my night. The last thing I wanted to do was make a scene at my in-laws and further piss off my wife or ruin Thanksgiving, etc. My Phil and his partner have never exactly been shy about hitting on me in passing. We all drank too much and my wife passed out in the recliner upstairs. As I was going to the room we normally sleep in when we stay there, my Phil asked if we could talk. I said sure, figuring he just wanted to know what was going on between us, etc. etc. He then approached me about wanting to blow me and was extremely aggressive about it. I declined and went to bed. He followed me downstairs and proceeded to try to convince me. Finally he said he was going to bed, only to come back downstairs a few minutes later and say he had decided he was going to suck my dick and there's nothing I can do about it. Finally, after like 1,000 no's, he went to bed. I tried to wake my wife up so we could leave, but she wasn't having it, so I just left on my own. We only live like 30 minutes away and I was sober by this point. Do I tell her what happened? Do I keep it a secret? Do I address it with him when everyone's sober tomorrow? Do I just act like nothing happened? I don't want to hurt my wife's relationship with her dad or make her choose between him or me. Do I just repress that shit into the depths of trauma never to be processed? I'm shook AF. Absolutely tell her, and then cut contact with him. He was sexually harassing you and told you he was going to sexually assault you. He is the one who has ruined his relationship with you and his daughter, not you. It's incredibly gross that he'd hit on you jokingly in the first place, and reprehensible that he wouldn't take no for an answer. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I think I'm going to tell her under the conditions that she lets me handle it how I see fit. I don't want to keep a secret at all, but I don't want to be the center of the drama or deal with the backlash either, nor do I want her to have to deal with the backlash or pick sides or anything else. If one day down the road I feel the need to address it with him, I will when it's not fresh, and until then at least she won't think I'm a douchebag when I don't want to spend time at her dad's house. Predators rely on secrecy, don't keep it a secret. Yes, you have to tell her. How could you keep that a secret? I found out my partner has been lying to his parents about me, which is why they don't like me. I moved from England to the US when I was 19. I lived here for about a year when I met my partner and we've been dating a little over a year. We are planning on moving back to mine in 2 years when my university course is finished. I'm 7 months and a bit pregnant, so as you can tell things moved pretty fast. Moving back home was his idea. I'd told him repeatedly that I'd be fine with staying, although I'd miss my family. His family never really liked me. They'd mock my accent or say I'm fussy, difficult, make jabs at how little my job field earns and whatever they think they can tease. My partner thinks it's harmless. I made another post, so if I'm missing any info it'll be on there. Any questions I'll answer. Just because his parents don't like me, I don't like them, doesn't mean I'll stop him from seeing them. We got into an argument because I didn't want to celebrate Thanksgiving. We're due to go to his parents in a few hours. I gave in. I phoned his mother this morning to just check to see if I should bring anything and she told me, "I'm surprised you're even allowing my son to visit," or something along those lines, which was confusing. Because I've always let him see them. So I was obviously like, what? And she says apparently she's been inviting him around for family meals, game nights every Friday, and he's always refused. She said he said it's because I don't want him to go. Don't want to go either because apparently I was also invited? The thing is, every second Friday he's always told me he's around his parents' house? Because I'd never keep him away from his parents. I didn't really say anything. I don't want to start more drama today, and I haven't said anything to my partner because it doesn't make sense to me. I'm just really fucking sorry for the language. Tired and confused. I miss my dog and my family, and I feel so alone in my pregnancy, and I thought even if his family didn't like me that I had a family here too, with him and my baby, and now it's like, why is he lying about me not letting him go there? We're going to his parents in a few hours. After that I just don't know what to do. So he said he's been going to his parents' house, and his parents are saying he hasn't been there. Honestly, I'd call him out, but not fully. I'd just casually at dinner go, "Hey honey, your mom told me you haven't been going to their Friday dinners, is there a reason?" BC then you put him in a situation where he either has to admit he's been lying to his family or admit he's been lying to you, but either way he know you know the truth. Just to add my penny's worth. He's lying to you about something, who knows what it is, but it's sketchy as fuck. If you're going to come home back to the UK, do it now before you have the baby. Who knows what the legal nightmare will be if you try after baby is born. Good luck whatever you decide. When you get there, I would ask going on. That you would like to clear the air, because some things have been said, which aren't true. Don't be accusatory. Just be very confused and matter of fact. My wife is heartbroken after her ex passed away. TW. Mention of assault and death. My wife and I are in our early 30s and married for 4 years, together for 8. She had a few boyfriends before me, but one of them in particular was abusive to her. This was during a very vulnerable phase for her when she was around 19 and it lasted a year. He took advantage of her, hit her regularly and even forced her to have sex with him when she didn't want to. To this day, she is affected by it and is prone to crying when reminded of him. We got the news a couple of days ago that he passed away in an accident. She was shocked at first and is now inconsolable. I'm pretty surprised by her reaction. I thought she might be relieved that he's finally gone and she will never hear from him again. But she's crying a lot and says she misses him, she ruined him and that she should have given him another chance, and regrets not being able to apologize to him. I really don't know how to handle this, what to feel and what to do. I'd suggest therapy. This isn't something you are going to be able to help her with and keep your sanity. This a common trauma response. She needs support and compassion more than anything. Don't take anything personally. I hope she will take care of herself and go to therapy. Maybe go to therapy yourself as well, separately, as you both go through this. Trauma doesn't end with death, it ends with facing unexpressed grief. Give her time, she may feel differently once she's past the initial shock. She clearly cared for him despite the abuse. Not everyone hates their exes even when they do have plenty of reasons to. Being sad about someone you cared about dying is nothing unusual at all. That said, she does need therapy, like most people that are dealing with grief. It's maybe just bringing back a lot of memories for her. Don't necessarily think the worst. It's a shock when anyone that young passes, never mind someone you were in a romantic relationship with. IF26 just found out my XM29 left me a note on his laptop before taking his own life. Not sure about the NSFW, maybe it needs a TW? 8 months ago I broke up with my ex, after a few weeks he committed suicide. I was devastated as we'd been together many years and he was my best friend. He suffered from depression his whole life and there had been an attempt even before we broke up. Last week I found out from my family that he actually left a message on his laptop for me. The laptop is still with the police. Nobody has read it, except for the officers who are dealing with his case. I'm planning on going to the station to talk to them, but I'm really scared they'll say I can't read it. Apparently there was a post-it note with my name on it on the laptop and the laptop password. The officer had insisted with my mother on the phone saying I should read it, but she'd kept it from me fearing my reaction. Is it a bad idea to try to read it? I've been trying really hard to deal with grief and doing my best to move on, but now that I know this I don't think I can just forget it. Too long did not read. Will reading my dead ex's suicide note help me or break me? I'm sorry for your loss and for the hardships that came with his death. I think this is something only you can decide. Your short post here doesn't really contain all the knowledge you had about your relationship with him. Only you know your relationship with him, and might have to ask yourself, would he be trying to blame you or comfort you through the note? Did your mom read the note? If she did and is keeping you from it, I might be inclined to listen to her judgment. Honestly, unless the police officer is a psychopath, would assume he thinks you should read it because it's probably telling you something nice. But I am sure you could ask your mum to read it first, and if she thinks you still should read it, then just trust her judgment. This is your choice. It depends if you feel you need to read it to move on. If you don't, then maybe don't read it. But it's up to you.